Let's begin. So today it's going to be Varaha avatar. We just finished. Which avatar did we learn about in the previous class?
Kurma avatar.
Kurma avatar, Hari Bol. So what are the lessons?
Kurma avatar.
Yeah, which any one inspiring lesson that you took from Kurma avatar? Anybody? You can put your answers in the chat as well. What is that one important lesson that inspired you? What did you remember from Kurma avatar? Yeah, very nice. I got an answer in the chat. If you want to follow Krishna's order, Krishna will help you, right? Very nice, yeah. So, what's that instance that happened? All the Devatas wanted to carry the Mandara hill, right? But they failed. Then what happened? How did finally Mandara hill come to the ocean of milk? Narayana himself carried it, right? On the back of Garuda. So, when we want to do something that Krishna wants us to do, when we follow his orders, when we are in difficulty following his orders, Krishna himself will help us. This is one major takeaway from uh, Kurma avatar. Okay, and let's begin. The next avatar we will be learning about is Varaha avatar. What is Varaha? What is Varaha? What kind of form is it? No one knows? It's there on the picture. Yeah, Haribol, boar, male pig, right? And why did he come down in the form of male pig? Anybody knows? One line summary of Varaha avatar. Why did he come? You can see in the picture, he's killing someone. Who is that? No one knows? Hiranyaksha, right? Hiranyakashipu's brother. Okay, so yeah, let's get into the details to free Earth from Hiranyaksha. Haribol, yes. Appearance of Lord Varaha. Okay, so Varahadev appears two times. One in the form of Shweta Varaha, once in the form of Rakta Varaha. Rakta Varaha means red color. Okay, red color is what you're seeing in the picture. Shweta Varaha is white color. Okay, so two forms he comes in, and we will be learning about each of the forms in detail. And this happens in Satya Yuga. Okay, it happens in Satya Yuga. This is Kali Yuga. The first Yuga is Satya Yuga, and Satya Yuga is a kind of yuga where demons and demons and the godly people, right? They are in the they are in the different planetary systems altogether. Like if you see, all the devatas were in the heavenly planetary systems, and all the demons were in the patala planetary systems, right? Lower planetary systems. So that was the kind of yuga it was. So there was lot of distance between demons and good people, good and bad people. But whereas if you go to the next yuga, that is Treta Yuga, they were in different countries. Like Ravan was in Sri Lanka, right, and Ram was in India. So they were in two different countries, as in nationalities. And if you go further, that is in Dwapar Yuga, it was in the same family. Right? It's in the same family, like Pandavas and Kauravas. They belong to the same family, but they were fighting, right? So they were demoniac. One was the demoniac, one the other set of brothers were godly, right? So Whereas in Kali Yuga, good and bad exist in the same person. Our very own mind is an enemy for us if we don't control properly, right? So, and we cannot say this person is good, this person is bad. Everybody, all of us have good qualities and bad qualities in us. Right? We have both the qualities. So we cannot say we are completely bad, we are completely good either. Right? But when you become a devotee, what do? Whatever you have, whatever you do it for the satisfaction of the Lord. Right? So that time you cannot be good nor bad. You transcend both the goodness and bad platform, and you go to the spiritual platform. Because whatever you do it for the Lord, right? Whatever you do it for the Lord. Like Krishna says, right? Yat karoshi yat dashnasi, yat juhusi dadasi yat. Whatever you drink, whatever you eat, whatever you do, whatever you austerity you take up, whatever you give, whatever you take, do it as an offering unto me, Arjuna, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. Right? So a devotee is just like that. Whatever he does or whatever he wants to do, whatever he does it for the satisfaction of the Lord as a yajna, as a sacrifice, right? So when you do it like that, what happens? You transcend good and bad qualities. You are neither good, you're nor bad, right? So what are you? You are a devotee. So devotee is transcendental to the material good and bad qualities. That is the advantage we get, and this advantage is only for Kali Yuga people, right? Kali Yuga people, what is the advantage? You just chant, you just have to chant, and you go back. Made it available, and take advantage of it and go back to the Lord in this life itself. Right. So we begin this one line summary of Varaha avatar mentioned in the shloka. Right. Visati dasana shikare dharani tavalagna Shashini kalanka kaleva nimagna Keshavadreta Sukararupa Keshavadreta Sukararupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Yeah, so Sukara Rupa. Keshavadrita, he is Krishna himself. Okay, Keshava. But Sukara Rupa form is Sukara. Sukara means boar, male pig. Right? So Keshava, Lord of Universe, Lord Hari, you have assumed the form of a boar. All glories to you. The earth which had become immersed in the Garbhodaka ocean at the bottom of the universe sits fixed upon the tip of your tusk like a spot upon the moon. So beautifully explained, right? So this is given. This talks about the one act that he performs, protecting. Somebody said, right? Bhumi Devi, right? Bhumi Devi is the earth, protecting earth, which was hidden. Earth, she was hidden deep inside. She was hidden in a filthy place. Okay, where only demons like that place. It's a filthy place. So why? Anybody knows why did he come in the form of a pig, male pig? Why not some other animal? We saw tortoise, we saw fish. He could have come in some other nice animal, no? Why pig, boar? Any attempts? Any inputs? Guesses? Wild guess? You can put your answers in the chat as well. Why pig? In the water she was hid. Filthy water. So he should ideally come in the form of a fish, right? To go deep inside the ocean. No one knows. So basically, why he came in the form of a pig? Because she was hidden filthy water. Which animal likes filth? Only pig. Pig eats filth, stays in filthy places. Right? Pig is meant for that. A boar or pig. Right? So because she was hidden in such filth, such filthy place, no other animal could go. Right? Only pigs and boars can go. That's why he took up a form of a boar. But he is Lord Krishna himself. So he's a transcendental boar. Right? So that's why he came and freed Earth from that particular danger. Okay, and Yeah, so this is again, these are all snippets from Bhagavatam. So Shukadeva Goswami is narrating Bhagavatam to Parikshit Maharaj. Sri Shuka Uvacha Naishamya Vacham Vadato Muni Punyatamam Nripa Bhuya Prapachya Kauravyo Vasudeva Katadritaha. Sri Shukadeva Goswami said, O king, after hearing all these most virtuous topics from the sage Maitreya, Vidura inquired further on the topics of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, which he adored to hear. So he starts describing about Varaha avatar after all the other discussions, right? So appearance of Lord Varaha, we talk about that right now. So Vidura Uvacha. So here Vidura is narrating all this to Dhritarashtra. You can see in the picture, right? So he's a blind person. He's Dhritarashtra, that is Kaurava's father, and he's Vidura. Vidura is the brother of Dhritarashtra. Vidura gets all this knowledge from Maitreya Muni when he goes for a Tirtha Yatra. He gets all the knowledge and he wants to enlighten his brother Dhritarashtra, and he comes and narrates all the transcendental knowledge to Dhritarashtra. So here this bit is from Vidura narrating to Dhritarashtra. Okay, so Vidura Uvacha Savai Swayambhuva Samrat Priya Putra Swayambhuvaha Pratilabhya Priyam Patnim Kim Chakaro Tatho Munihi. So Vidura said, O great sage, what did Swayambhuva, my dear son of Brahma, do after obtaining his very loving wife? So like I said, this is the discussion, right? So Vidura learns all this from Maitreya Muni, right? So he's asking questions, right? What did, Swayambhuva Manu do, the dear son of Brahma do after obtaining his loving wife? So Swayambhuva Manu is the mankind, king of the mankind, right? And they are called progenitors, right? So they are their job is to increase the population on earth. So when Brahma was created and given the power or the authority or the task of creation, right, creating the material world, as in the people and all, so he created progenitors, okay, like Daksha, Prajapatis they are called, Daksha, Manu, Swayambhuva Manu, and all these people. Okay, so what did they do? They got married and they started producing children. Not one child, two children, hundreds and hundreds of children they produced. Right? Even Kardama Muni comes under that because he produced a lot of daughters. Okay, so hundreds of children they produce. They are all called Prajapatis, like Daksha also, hundreds of sons. Right? Why? To increase the population of humankind. Only when they produce so many children, they get married and they again produce children. Right? So that way, Earth population will increase. So that's why they are called Prajapatis, and Swayambhuva Manu is one such Prajapati. Okay. Now what happened? Oh, best of the virtuous, the original king of kings, Manu, was a great devotee of personality of Godhead. And these Prajapatis are all devotees of the Lord. Daksha, Swayambhuva Manu, all of them. Okay, and thus it is worth hearing of his sublime character and activities. Please describe them. I'm very eager to hear. Sri Shukadeva Goswami, Sri Shuka Uvacha, Bhruvanam Viduram Vinitam Sahasrashishnas Charanupodanam Prahrastaroma Bhagavat Praniyamano Munir Abhyachashta. So Shukadeva Goswami said, personality of Godhead Sri Krishna was blessed to place his lotus feet on the lap of Vidura, because Vidura was very meek and gentle. The sage Maitreya was very pleased with Vidura's words, and being influenced by his spirit, he attempted to speak. Now, what is the significance of this? Anybody knows? Why is, Krishna why is Vidura so dear to Krishna? Who knows the answer? Krishna placed his feet on the lap of Vidura. Can you imagine? So much of affection is just flowing, incessantly flowing towards Vidura. Why? Any guesses? No guesses? So what happened when Krishna went to Vidura's house for lunch? Something happens. Anybody knows? You can put your answers in the chat also. So once when Krishna goes to Hastinapur, he goes to Vidura's house. He rejects Duryodhana's invitation for lunch and goes to Vidura's house instead. And what does he have there? No one knows that story. It's a very beautiful story. So he goes, and Vidura's wife, feeds Krishna. And after he's finished eating, she gives him fruits. Okay. So that time she's so engrossed in just looking at Krishna's beauty. So beautiful, right? Krishna is. So she gets the feeling that she's feeding her son, and she just looks at him like a son, like how she looks at her son, right? And she takes banana. She peels the banana, throws the banana out, and gives the peel to Krishna. Feeds Krishna the peel of the banana, and Krishna eats it without any complaining, right? So, because she's engrossed looking at Krishna, so that is the kind of affection Vidura and Vidurani has towards Krishna, right? So, and because they're engrossed in love for Krishna, they're completely engrossed in love for Krishna, and they're feeding peels of banana, and Krishna happily accepts it without complaining, right? So that is the kind of affection Vidura has for Krishna. Vidura treats Krishna like a family member, like one among his family, right? Who is Vidura? I'm so sorry, I got disconnected. So, basically, like I was saying, Vidura it's so I mean, these Dwadasha Mahajanas serve as inspiration, right, for all of us to become devotees. If you want to become devotee of the Lord, you need to take Dwadasha Mahajanas as the inspiration, how they led their life as devotees, and then we need to learn from them. And Vidura is Yamaraj himself. So Yamaraj is one of these 12 Mahajanas or devotees whom we need to learn from. Right, so Vidura is not an ordinary brother of Dhritarashtra, right? He is an exalted personality, highly exalted. He's Yamaraj himself, right? Who comes down in the form of Vidura to show us again how one should live as a devotee. All right, so that platform he is in. So much affection. Out of so much affection, Krishna places his feet on the lap of Vidura, right? On the lap of Vidura, and that is Vidura's position. But why we are learning about Vidura's position here is because we are learning from Vidura here, right? Vidura learns from Maitreya Muni about Varaha avatar, and Maitreya Muni is explaining it to Vidura. Why? So Vidura is so exalted that he has all the eligibility to hear about all the confidential pastimes, Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam is a confidential compilation, right, of Krishna's confidential pastimes. So to learn Srimad Bhagavatam, we need some eligibility, and Vidura had every eligibility needed, right? So that's why we are learning the importance here of Vidura. We are all supposed to be like Vidura, so exalted, right? So, O king, if you can give proper protection to the living beings in the material world, that will be the best service for me. When the Supreme Lord sees you to be a good protector of the conditioned soul, certainly the master of the senses will be very, very pleased with you. So that's the king's job. King's job is to protect all the living beings, all the citizens properly, take care of them properly, including the leaves and plants and animals. They are also citizens, right? That is the way a king is supposed to take care. Only then Krishna will be pleased. But this was not happening because of the demoniac influence. Hiranyaksha became the king. When he was the king, he started again, same like Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyaksha also started to rule over the kings, good devotee, or the Raja Rishis, we say devotees. All the kings those days were devotees. But Hiranyaksha took over all the kingdoms. He took over, he defeated all the kings. He even took over heavenly planets, demigods, everything. Bhumi Devi is a demigod. She is the wife of Varaha Devi. Sorry, Varaha Dev. right? So Bhumi Devi is a demigod, and what did he manage to do? Hiranyaksha managed to kidnap Bhumi Devi, right, and hide her. So this is the kind of demoniac influence that was happening. So kings were not able to take care of the devotees properly because of Hiranyaksha's influence. So today, seeing the earth merged in the water, Brahma gave his attention for a long time to how it could be lifted. So this was happening, right? So what happened? Finally, he captured Bhumi Devi and hid her deep inside the ocean of Garbhodakshai, okay? So there's an ocean, Garbhodaka ocean, and he went and hid deep bottom of the Garbhodaka ocean, which is filthy. It's very, very filthy, okay? And no animal goes to that filthy place. Forget about human beings. Animals also don't go, okay? But such places, demons used to go. Can you imagine their position now? So that was the demon's position. So filthy that even animals refuse to go, but demons love to go to such places, right? So that's why Hiranyaksha took earth and hid there in such a filthy place, right? And that's why only boar can go to that place, right? That's why Krishna took up a form of a boar, because pig feeds on filth, lives in a filthy place, right? That is what pig is known for, right? So that's why Krishna took up a form of a boar. Okay. Parameshti twap apam madhye tata sannam avikshyaga katam enam samunneshya iti dhadyaudiya chiram. So Sri Maitreya said, thus seeing the earth merged in the water, Brahma gave his attention for a long time to how it could be lifted. So now so now Earth is immersed. So now Brahma is thinking what to do, how to free up Earth, right? So now this is about Brahma thinking, Brahma's thought process, what has to be done, how to take her back, and put her in her real place, in her original place, right? So now Brahma's thought process, during Brahma's thought process, what does he do? The ultimate thought that Brahma gets after thinking a lot is we need to go and ask Krishna for help, right? So Brahma goes and asks Krishna for help, and that's how Varaha avatar takes place. Okay, so how we will start looking at it in detail. So when the demon Hiranyaksha hit the earth, Brahma beseeched Lord Narayana to rescue the earth from the clutches of demon. Like I said, Brahma prayed to Lord Narayana, right, to rescue earth. A small boar then emerged from Brahma's nostrils and soon assumed gigantic proportions. We will see all this in pictorial representation. So how did Varahadev come to this world? It's very, very interesting. Like you see in the slide, he comes in the form of a small, tiny boar from the nostrils of Brahma. So nostrils are small only. So from the nostrils of Varahadev has to come. He should be tinier than the nostrils, right? So he comes out in that tiny boar form, a cute little tiny boar form. He comes out. He just flies, okay, through the nostrils he comes, and he goes into the sky, and he grows. He grows like gigantically. He grows and he becomes huge boar. You cannot even imagine such huge boar, right? When does it happen? When Brahma prays to Narayana, for protection of earth, right? Now, the portrayal of anthropomorphic Varaha is similar to the fourth avatar Narasimha, portrayed as a lion-headed man, who is first of the avatar of Vishnu that is not completely animal, right? The Agni Puran describes that Varaha is depicted with the human body and boar head, right? So like we saw in the picture, right, the previous slides we saw, he was not completely boar. The face was of boar, but the body was slightly resembling human form, but again it was slightly, okay. Giridhar Gopal Prabhuji, please check. It seems that the attendance is not opening. And see, here you can see in the picture, right? So he comes out in the form of a small boar and takes up the huge boar form, right? It's very cute here. He comes out in the form of a small, tiny little pig. You can see with a crown and all, very cute, right? From the nostril of Brahma. And then he grows, and gigantically he grows. And he becomes huge Varaha avatar, right? Everybody starts respecting him then. O sinless Vedura, All of a sudden, while Brahma was engaged in thinking, a small form of boar came out of his nostril, and the measurement of the creature was not more than upper portion of a thumb. You can see, right? When he came out from the nostril was not more than the upper portion of the thumb. So just half a thumb, that was the measurement of the boar. Small little boar. I mean, cute little boar, right? Um, तस्याभिपश्यतः कस्ताः शनेन किल भारत गजमात्रा प्रवृद्धे तदद्भुतम् अहून्महत्. So, O descendant of Bharata, while Brahma was observing him, the boar became situated in the sky in a wonderful manifestation as gigantic as a great elephant. Can you imagine? Right now, he grew, and you can see in the picture he became even greater than what you're seeing in the picture, right? So it was a wonderful manifestation as gigantic as a great elephant. तस्याभिपश्यता क्मारीचि प्रमुखैर्विप्रै कुमारैर्मनुना सह दृष्ट्वा तत्सौकरं रूपं तर्कयम् आशचित्रदा. So stuck with wonder no, at observing the wonderful boar-like form in the sky, Brahma with great brahmanas like Marichi as well as Kumaras and Manu began to argue in various ways. Now nobody is understanding what is happening, right? Everybody is like, what is happening? Who is this person? He just growing and growing and growing. Who is this even, right? Nobody knows what is happening. Nobody knows he's Krishna, right? Nobody knows anything. They are just looking. Everybody is looking at the wonder that is happening. Brahma, Marichi, Brahmanas, demigods, Manu, right? Swayambhuva Manu. Everybody is just looking in the sky, okay? And they don't know what is happening, so they are guessing. They are coming up with their own arguments, right? Different arguments. And then what happens? किम् एतात् सुकुरव्याजं सत्त्वं दिव्यम् अवष्टितम् अहो भट्टाश्चर्यम् इदं नासाय मे विनिश्रितम्. So, is this some extraordinary entity come in the pretense of a boar? It is very wonderful that he has come from my nose. So, Brahma is saying here, right? He is like, somebody wonderful only it should be, superhuman activity, right? This is. So, somebody superhuman only can do all these superhuman activities. So, he is like, who is this? This should be somebody who is very extraordinary. And otherwise, I mean, it's a wonderful thing that somebody coming out from the nose and becoming so huge, right? The appearance of Lord Varaha. Again, now the Varaha has taken the full-fledged appearance, right? Gigantic form. The full-fledged appearance of Varaha has happened, right? You can see in the picture. It is Lord Vishnu himself who's taken the form of Lord Varaha. Now the full-fledged appearance has happened. Okay, he's
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Godhead Vishnu. So now Brahma is like started guessing. This should be done only by some extraordinary person, right? And now he also sees the bluish complexion, okay, of the boar. And now bluish complexion is Narayana's complexion, right? Krishna, Shyamasundara complexion, right? So now he's like, it was not even tip of my thumb, and now he's grew up so much. So this should be none other than the supreme personality of Godhead, Vishnu. So Brahma guessed it. The devotees know the Lord well, right? Bhaktya mama vijanati, Krishna says. Bhaktya mama vijanati. Not everybody can understand. Avajananti mamuda. Right? Foolish people, non-devotees cannot understand me. I'm so sorry. It is none other.
Mataji, your audio is intermittent, Mataji.
You hear or is it?
Mataji, it's breaking, Mataji.
Your
Hare Krishna, all. Mataji just called me, the speaker just called me and told me Mataji has, she has internet issues and she is not able to log in again. So we will discontinue the class for now and continue in the next class. Sorry for the inconvenience, everyone. Hare Krishna.